Welcome back to the Inspiration Station where stories spark action. I'm your host, Mr. U. Wherever you are and have you watching this show, thanks for making us part of your week. We're live on YouTube and Facebook. And of course, you can find all of our work across all social media platforms and all podcast listening platforms. Today's guest is the life coach, mentor, and creator of Living Fully with Sarah. We got Sarah Collins in here with us today. Sarah, good to see you. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure's mine. I love your story. I want to kind of get into some of this stuff with the time that we have. I love the way you think about stuff. So we're going to try to flesh some of that stuff out today. Our show is about stories that spark action. So of course, the story is always the primary in this episode, but we'll work through that. So I want to understand something because you have a keen insight. You spent more than 20 years as a civil engineer. That right? Did I get that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
It looks as though you found out what most of us entrepreneurs found out as well. That the normal way of success, if you will, doesn't quite hit the palate, if you will. It doesn't kind of make the grade. What did you find out in that situation, and what kind of turn did you make?
Yeah, I guess, this doesn't happen for everyone. There's some people who truly love what they do. But since starting engineering school in college, I knew I didn't enjoy it. But society made me believe if I continue with it, keep making money, keep moving up, that's where success is. And success is supposed to equal happiness, right? And yeah, I really probably over the past 8 years have really dove into myself and trying to figure out what it is I want to do. And that's kind of how I transitioned to life coaching. I'm still working part-time as an engineer right now. And just kind of accepting that. And it's the easiest and most fun engineering has been because I've fully accepted that that's where my life is right now. And yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, I definitely want to get into the cost of that because that's where I feel like most of my work from a coaching ministry perspective, it seems to have moved in that general direction where people don't even realize, you know what, you lost a lot in this exchange on your goals, all out journey you had to be successful. You lost a lot in the exchange and didn't even realize it. It's one thing to be wild in broad daylight, but to lose something, don't even realize you lost it, that's worse to me. So you talk about struggling with depression, the over-analyzing of things, maybe even a little bit of hopelessness, maybe even a little bit of doubt. Am I going to be happy? Does it happen down the line for me 20, 30, 40 years? Or does it even happen at all for me? Am I doing the right things? Whole lot of questions here. So I love to hear, kind of what you, and this, especially for the viewers and listeners who are watching and listening, what would you say are some of the costs that you realized you were paying that were too high for you to pay before you made that pivot?
I think I just lost myself, trust in myself, kind of following what I truly wanted to do. And what I was doing was just kind of doing what society made me believe or family made me believe was what would bring happiness. So I really came back to myself. And that's, I don't know, sometimes the hardest thing to do is to lose yourself and then find it again and then realize what we are. And can just go deeper and deeper into that. But
definitely. It's ideal when you have family that supports whatever decision you make. There are people who are the young people who I grew up with. They change their minds every 3 to 7 days about what they want to do, and their family pivoted with them. They say, you know what? You find yourself. You want to be an engineer now? No worry. You want to be a rocket scientist? We're on board. Whatever you want to do. But there's sometimes the family doesn't get on board with the decision that we make, especially when we go from an established career into some level of entrepreneurship. What was the state of your family's view on that? How they feel about the move and and how you approached it?
I mean, outwardly, they're accepting of it.
Nicely phrased, Sarah.
I think it really comes back to like working internally on yourself and being okay with if they have issues with it, that's their own issue. That's not my issue. So yeah, just coming back to accepting life as it is, and this is what I want to do, and other people's opinions about it only makes it harder for me in a sense if I care about that. So yeah,
I
it's
love the
trusting
bold
yourself.
attitude. I love the bold attitude, and trusting yourself is definitely kind of where you want to be, especially with stuff like this. But I don't hear that very often, so I'm a little bit surprised, but I'm relieved that somebody else thinks like that, because some people will capitulate to people in their life, and they will lose themselves quite literally and figuratively and spiritually and emotionally. They lose themselves because they want to make people around them happy. So lack of boundaries for sure in that situation. What do you think? What do you learn about success that perhaps people who are watching and listening might need to know? Maybe the other side of it, because a lot of folks are trying to get to where you are because, like you said, society told them or their family told them, probably a little bit of both, that that was the right way to go. But you've been on the side of what we would call success. Take us behind the curtain. What's really waiting for us there on the other side of success?
I mean, I ask people this a lot. What does success mean to you? And I guess I'll explain what it means to me. It's really being happy at the end of the day and fully accepting everything that happened in that day, whether that could be my last day. And really, like, yeah, being happy about life, whether I'm extremely upset about something, angry about something. I have young kids. I'm not saying that I just am just happy all the time. But it's really coming down to, like, I often think, if I get to the end of my life, and you hear this a lot with like older people on their deathbeds, success isn't about the status you got. It's kind of like, what made joy come into your life more? And I guess that's what it is. It's really, I don't know why I'm having a hard time with this question, but everyone has a different definition of success.
Yeah,
and for
definitely.
me, it was just kind of letting go of the attachment to outcomes and really being present every day, without too much fear of the future, anxiety of the future. It still creeps in of like, what if?
Sure.
But we don't know what the future looks like. So yeah, just accepting, letting things be. Yeah, I know accepting is a hard word for people to hear.
Yeah, especially depending on the context.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned, you said you had young children. As a parent, I know that this is not a one size fit all, and I always try to avoid putting people's stories and their perspective on here as a formula. But there's a time that's going to come when our young children are going to be a little bit older, and they want to make some decisions in life. We can idealize it all we want now, but when it happens, for me, I'm the kind of practical parent. Like with all three of our girls, my thing was, okay, I'm analyzing the whole decision. Now, like, you know what, Daddy, I feel like I want to do this now. I'm like, yeah, that's not going to work for me. It's not because I don't agree with your assessment. It's just because I know you're going to need more than just a feeling. Will that feeling get you out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning when your body doesn't want to? Will it keep you in that space 5, 10, 20 years, how long it takes for you to have success and whatever you venture out to do? So I know there's got to be more substance involved. How would you speak to your young children when they're no longer young anymore, and they're at the precipice of wanting to do something entrepreneurial, and break away from the old standard, if you will, but they don't have a lot of context for the decision. It's more like a feeling, like, you know what, just something just draw me toward. They don't have a lot of evidence to provide you. How does Sarah speak to their children?
I've never thought about this before.
That's why I'm here.
I know. I mean, I think what I hope to do with my kids, they're younger, is for them to recognize the feelings so that when they get older, it's just not out of nowhere. It's like, oh, I have this feeling.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think I want them to be able to trust themselves enough. But then I'm there just to kind of guide them through life. I'm not there to tell them what to do. Even as
Right.
young kids, I mean, I do tell them what to do. They need to clean a room and do these different
Clean
things.
that room.
But
Pick it up yourself. Pick up those socks.
yeah.
Of course you do.
But just having that like secure feeling in themselves. And I guess like, yeah, talking to them about potential outcomes.
Okay.
But yeah, it's probably because I felt like I didn't have a say in what I wanted to do so much when I was younger. I'm overcompensating now. So we'll see
Yeah.
what my kids turn out to be.
Oh my goodness. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
For some of us anyways, maybe. Oh wow. I think from what I ascertain from the work that you're doing, you help people kind of question the narrative they believe about themselves. As a coach, I know that's something that I have to deal with. It's like it's kind of the first it's the first barrier of entry most times. After you, specifically Sarah, stripped your titles away, the achievements, the expectations you had for the career you were in, who did you find after all that stuff was stripped down? And did you recognize that person?
I realized I'm not just the separate like body, mind. I don't have to believe what's going on in my mind all the time. I don't just that we're so much bigger than this, and that's what's helped reduce the internal suffering that occurred for so long. So it was, yeah, a realization that we're so much more than this. Kind of consciousness, awareness, having an experience through this human body. And I wasn't that person that was suffering so much on the inside.
I would have
Yeah.
ascertained that you didn't like that person that much, I would think, huh?
Sorry, what?
I would determine that you didn't like that person that much, the person that you saw.
I have a lot of compassion for my younger self. I mean, I kind of like, it's almost like I feel bad for like what I had to go through. Because it was no one's fault except my own of believing all those negative thoughts about myself.
Do me a favor, speak to the Sarahs who were in that spot. You know the exact spot, the exact moment where you were in the house or in the car or in the office when you realized that, you know what, this path shouldn't be no more traveled by me anymore. It's time for me to turn this puppy around. Speak to the Sarahs out there who, and it doesn't have to be women specifically, it can be men, of course, as well, but speak to those people who are in that spot with that kind of compassion that you're discovering for yourself and for those that deal with that. Speak to them. What would you say to them now?
That there's nothing wrong with you at all. Not that it's hard to hear this. You're perfect just the way you are. it's just these attachments to thoughts and future outcomes, to future events, and the attachment that things went differently than they should. Reality is that this current moment is as it is. We can't change the current moment. So kind of accepting things, or like saying those things happened, and I may not like that previous person I was, but can I kind of be okay with the fact that it happened? And I am the person I am today, and there's so much more that can happen in the future. And just really to keep going. I think
I
that's
love
what
it.
was really hard when I was younger, was like not wanting to keep going because it was so hard.
Yeah. There has to be some level of relief. And maybe relief is a tough word because now you're working without a safety net in some cases, probably. But you're the epitome of a person who's done everything right and kind of felt empty on the back end of it. How would your household change because of the person that's there now? I don't mean the old Sarah. I'm talking about the one that's there now, the more evolved Sarah, if you will, the more aware Sarah. How would your household dramatically change? The relationships in your house with your husband and the people around you that are close to you? How has it changed because of the new Sarah that they're getting to know right now?
Yeah, I mean, it was a change. I think my husband probably got frustrated at times. He's like, why are you not upset about this? Why are you not like arguing like we used to? Um, but I think
Wow.
there's just a sense of calm. And my kids see it, and they really see that doing what something that they love, and that they can change things in their life to make things different or better, I think
Hmm.
is what's really been beneficial. That they see me kind of transitioning into something different. And yeah, I guess my kids have more of like an emotional attraction to me because
Hmm.
I bring a sense of calm more now. I mean, kids sometimes are more emotionally attracted to their mother, but it just kind of seems like it
It's
has
okay, Dad.
changed a little
You're
bit.
still here, Dad.
Yeah.
It's all right, Dad.
Yeah.
You're still in the game, Dad.
Yeah. My kids still want their dad when I tell them to do things they don't want to do.
Oh yeah, well, of course. I love that. Final question for you. At least I think it is. Depends on how you answer it, I guess. Uh, Final question for you, Sarah. I know that there were a lot of narratives that you had to essentially throw in the trash. What was the hardest lie that you had to stop believing? The one that it had some lingering impacts. It was like really hard to get that one loose. What was that lie?
Um, that I'm the creator of my thoughts, that
Okay.
I'm my thoughts.
Wow.
um, yeah, letting go of thoughts, or realizing thoughts are just arising, and that I'm the noticer, the awareness of the thoughts, and not the actual one
Okay.
who's creating the thoughts.
Now you mentioned thoughts multiple times. Normally I wouldn't press like that, but you mentioned thoughts so many times. I'm like, and you're very measured with that. I'm like, is there anything that you can kind of help expound on so that we don't have a cliffhanger to this episode? Can you give an example of the thoughts without totally bearing all on our show today? Is there any chance you can kind of help us a little bit with maybe one so that we understand?
Yeah, I mean, we all think that we can create our thoughts, do all these amazing things with our thoughts, and thoughts aren't bad at all. But I've done this kind of with some people where I ask them, okay, we're going to do a mini meditation. Close your eyes, and for the next 30 seconds, if you are in control of your thoughts, do not think of a single thing. And usually it doesn't happen.
I think I understand that. Thank you for sharing that. Definitely appreciate it. She's the life coach, mentor, and creator of Living Fully with Sarah. Her website is on the screen for you guys that are listening to us but haven't got to the video replay yet. It's www.livingfullywithsarah with an H on the end.com. www.livingfullywithsarah.com. Of course, if you are listening and not watching us, it's going to be in the comments section and in the show notes. You can definitely find it. You hear all about her work, what she's doing with life coach. If you love what Sarah was sharing today, she could be your next new life coach. Who knows? But she definitely has a lot to offer. Sarah, thank you for your time today and for joining us on the show. Definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Somebody else agrees back there, apparently.
Sorry, right at the end.
Good stuff. We love it. Thanks again for watching. Listen to you guys that are doing so. Wherever you find our show, please support us on social media platforms, podcast listening platforms, so we can put out more great episodes like this one with Sarah Collins today. That's Sarah. I'm Mr. U. Have a great day. Stay inspired. This is the Inspiration Station. Have a good one.